Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Welcome to your P32 Quick Start Guide. Your P32 is going to come in this fancy hard case with two latches on the front of it. Simply pull those latches up, flip the top open, and you're going to see a bag, a trigger lock, and your manual. Make sure you read your manual, get to know your P32 inside and out. And if you have any questions, you can always call us or visit us at keltecweapons.com. Now that we've got that out of the way, inside this awesome little carrying case, you're going to find your P32 pistol and one magazine and some rust paper. This is great for long-term storage, so hang on to that. Put it back in the box and keep it in your safe. You're also going to notice this tag here. Read those tags before you throw them away. Next thing you want to do, take your magazine out. Go ahead and take your chamber flag out. We'll do so for this quick start guide. So let's cover some of the features of the P32. First of all, you'll notice that your P32 is an extremely small handgun. Some people call them pocket pistols. We would prefer that you carry your P32 in an actual holster. Now they do make pocket holsters for P32s. Those are out there, so check those out, but always carry your P32 safely and responsibly. You'll notice your magazine holds 7 rounds, so that's 7 plus 1 of 32 ACP capacity in your P32, which is pretty awesome firepower for such a small, compact pistol. There's no external safety on the P32 on either side, and there's not even a trigger safety on the P32. The safety of the P32 is actually a drop mechanism that's inside the pistol. It holds the hammer back in case your P32 hits the ground. It's not going to fire unintentionally. The safety of this pistol is your brain and your finger. Always remember the 4 major rules of firearm safety. Number 1 being, don't ever touch that trigger unless you're ready to fire. The only 3 major features to point out on the P32 physically are the takedown pin. This is your magazine release, and you've got a notch sight in the rear and a bump sight in the front. Another great feature of the P32 is that it does lock back on the last round. We have an empty magazine here and an empty chamber. So when your final round fires, the slide will lock to the rear to let you know that you have to reload. All right, so let's field strip your P32 for cleaning. You can use a couple of different tools. You'll want to use the flathead version of this to pry up the assembly pin, but for this application, I prefer to use a scribe. So if you've got one of these in your toolbox, this makes the job a lot easier. Just want to first point out that we have an empty magazine here. We have no ammunition in the gun. And we've got our safety glasses here. I already have mine on, but you can find these at keltecweapons.com. They're very comfortable and very durable. First, double check your P32, make sure that it's empty, and then you'll simply just pull this pin up from the flat side. And make sure you don't lose that. Set that aside, and the slide and barrel assembly simply slide right off the front of the gun. And then for your recoil guide rod, you simply just pull it out of the lug of the barrel, set that aside, don't lose that. You slide your barrel out, and then your slide assembly. All right, so for cleaning your P32, we highly recommend Lucas Oil products. In this case, we'll be using this contact cleaner. This gets rid of all of the carbon buildup inside your barrel in particular, and it's very great for cleaning the slide and the lower grip assembly as well. This will not do any damage to the polymer lower. And then when you go to reapply lube, recommend this Lucas Oil CLP or your favorite lube, and you'll want to hit all the typical spots, your slide rails, of course. You'll want to clean out your barrel thoroughly, make sure your feed ramp is nice and clean, and make sure your lugs are nice and clean. And then with the lower, you want to make sure that you get some of that contact cleaner down in here to get any debris out of your trigger assembly and also your hammer assembly. And then last but not least, make sure that your recoil guide rod and both springs are clean. I would like to point out that there are 2 springs on your recoil guide rod, so make sure you don't lose either of these. And if you do, in that event, just give us a call or shoot us an email on the website and we will get that replaced for you. Okay, so to reassemble your P32, very, very simple, reverse order. Just drop your barrel in the slide. I always hold the slide in my left hand because I'm right-handed. And I just grab the barrel by the rear part of the lug here, slide the muzzle in through the opening of the slide, then simply take your recoil guide rod. The flat side will go up against the lug, and you can see that little notch there in the lug for it. So you'll just place the spring in here, line up the hole in the front, and just slide it in and let it go. Be sure you don't bump that, because if you bump that, it's definitely going to shoot across the room. It's happened to me. And then you just want to take the slide, put it on the lower, and you're going to slightly pull back. And if you look through the hole there where the pin goes through, you'll see it open up. You'll take the small end of the pin and simply press it through. And then do a function check. And your P32 is reassembled and ready for you to take to the range or put in your holster. Thanks again, guys, for watching the quick start guide on the P32. For more tips, tricks, and accessories, you can visit keltechweapons.com.